The English Industrial Revolution with your narrator, Kayla White. The English Industrial Revolution was a groundbreaking period that sparked the rest of the world into a more industrialized economy. It was a transition from a more agricultural and handmade process to new methods of machine manufacturing. The Industrial Revolution had lasting effects on technology and had socio-economic and cultural effects. It was a turning point in history and had effects on nearly everyone's daily life during that time. It was the beginning of the usage of fossil fuels to produce energy, such as the use of coal, petroleum, electricity, steam engines, and the internal combustion engine. These were all the basis of the booming mass production of manufactured goods. These new advances created more jobs and provided a larger distribution of wealth and increased international trade. This was a vital time that set the foundation for the future of manufacturing and transportation that we know today. We will now dive into the specific inventions and the impact that they had. The spinning jenny was one of the first inventions patented in the 18th century during the Industrial Revolution. It was invented by a man named James Hargreaves, an English native who had no formal education and was just a poor working spinner and weaver. He did not know how to even read or write, but he had the idea to recreate the spindles on the spinning wheel so that instead of being horizontal, it would be placed vertically, therefore having more room for more of them. With this invention, the spinning jenny did the work of 8 people, and the increase of production caused the price of yarn to drop. However, this angered the working class of spinners, and they even went as far as breaking in and destroying Hargreaves' home because they took it as him taking away their jobs. The spinning jenny was just the start of the boom of the textile industry, and there were later inventions such as refined processes for bleaching and dyeing cloth that you can see here on this slide. Another invention that led to a chain reaction with the coal industry was the steam engine. The steam engine was invented by James Watt from Scotland. He realized that the current steam engines were wasting a lot of steam and were not very powerful. His invention began when he was repairing a Newcomb engine, and he realizes the changes that needed to be made in order for it to become more efficient. He came to the conclusion that the wasted energy was due to the single-cylinder design of the machine. This causes the process of having to heat and cool the same cylinder repeatedly, therefore wasting more than 3/4 of the steam's thermal energy. Watt's design condensed the steam in a separate condenser, thus keeping the cylinder a stable temperature. The Watt engine was used across several industries and the demand for his engine grew. It completely exemplified the production of manufactured goods and how we transport them. Watt won several awards over his lifetime due to the great impact this design had. The unit of watt was actually named after him in 1960. Another invention that we saw with the Industrial Revolution was the power loom. In 1785, Edmund Cartwright patented the first ever water-powered loom in England. This created fully automated production, and one person could manage the production of several machines. All these inventions caused the increase of the use of machines in the Industrial Revolution. The textile industry was then not just an at-home industry anymore, and now factories were popping up across everywhere in Europe. This did have effect on the cities, causing them to be overcrowded because people were moving from the countryside to be closer to work in these factories. The invention and industrialization in Britain sparked changes across the world. America and Asia followed suit in creating textile factories and using steam engines to power locomotive and water transportation. The innovation in the Industrial Revolution is what led to the technology and manufacturing and supply chain that we see today. I personally find these advances in the manufacturing industry very intriguing because I have worked in manufacturing for 10 years. I started as an operator at Southwire Company, a cable and wire manufacturer, and I am now a supervisor at a steel metal building manufacturing plant. It is one of our core values to be innovative and to always seek more efficient ways of doing things. This innovative culture in manufacturing would not be where it is today without the Industrial Revolution. Thank you for listening.